everybody to another installment of Plugged In. This is Jeff, and I have my partner, Kelly. And today we're going to talk about the chicken sandwich debate between Popeyes and Chick-fil-A, the Andrew Luck retirement, and then Sony versus Marvel with the bomb they dropped on us, which we'll dive into more. So this will be a quick one. But Kelly, talk to me, man. What were you thinking with this whole debate between Chick-fil-A and, I guess it's a beef you can call it, between Chick-fil-A and Popeyes? What were your thoughts?
Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy how things in the internet could just blow up literally overnight. Popeyes got like 23 million in a free publicity. They didn't even have to do anything. I don't even know how they first even advertised about it. But yeah, they didn't have to advertise. They didn't have to do anything. It just blew up. And of course, Chick-fil-A definitely has to feel some type of way because, they're the chicken sandwich. That's what they're most famously known for. And so Popeyes actually like the first person that actually gave them competition. And people have been going crazy for these chicken sandwiches. Crazy.
Well, it's wild, though, from what I'm hearing, because the thing is, my body is a temple, right? So right. I'm not going to let that Popeyes chicken sandwich touch my lips, because that's this vile meat. I don't know what they've been doing with it. Because Popeyes workers, I don't see, man, they're the rudest kind of employees, man. It's like, I don't even know. Like, they can step foot in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. But with that being said, from what I've heard, it seems like it's the po' boy sandwich. Did you ever have the po' boy sandwich from Popeyes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So from out of here, it's just a po' boy sandwich, but they just added like some lettuce and a tomato. But I don't know if you heard anything about that.
They added pickles and like this sauce. I guess it's a po' boy sauce, and I guess it has all the spices of the regular Popeyes chicken sandwich. I mean chicken in general. And then the new bun it was a new bun that they put it on. So they probably been testing this stuff for a while, and they finally got what they exactly wanted, something that could rival, I guess, Chick-fil-A. And so this is definitely something that they've been planning for a while. They've been trying to cut into that market, because Chick-fil-A has been like dominating the chicken market, and they don't even sell like fried chicken.
Yeah, right.
They just sell the chicken sandwich and chicken nuggets. So they definitely been something they've been planning for a while, and it just popped up and it's been going crazy. I literally people have been waiting over an hour for this sandwich. It's been crazy. I've seen the lines backed up into the road.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
Bruh, how about this? I just had an idea. People will stand in line longer for a Popeyes chicken sandwich than they will for voting. So how about this? How about we hand out free Popeyes chicken sandwiches at a voting booth?
I would get everybody to go there.
I'm telling you, bruh, come on, man. These boys wild, man. Why does it take two? I don't even know, man. Not that educated. Well, you're more educated than I am. You're a law student, but I'm just a normal guy. How did the government not figure this out?
Well, I feel like people always want to be included. Anything is like big, people want to be included. Like everybody needs to know how the Popeyes chicken sandwich tastes. Like everybody just needs to know. It can't be like really God given, like the way people talk about it. But everybody just wants to be in the end. So I think when you have something that's trending, everybody just needs to know about it. Everybody needs to find out about it. And so that's what I think has caused a lot of people to want to wait in line for over an hour, sometimes an hour and a half. A lot of employees at Popeyes have been getting attacked because people have waited so long. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Some have been shut down and they have run out. Yeah. So, yeah, police. Oh, yeah, and Janet Jackson got a police escort to go pick her up one. She had police officers walk her into a Popeyes. Police escort to get one.
Yeah, I'm done.
For that. So you have celebrities. A lot of even celebrities are trying it out as well. So I think it's just the hype. It's just something everyone wants to be included in.
Right.
But voting, not everybody votes because
I know it. I'm just saying, bro. Like just the other day, My family and I were just driving around. We just saw this mad long line for this restaurant. And I was like, bro, I bet they giving out free food. Yep, today we just found out. Yeah, sure enough. It was a new Mediterranean place that opened up. They're giving out free food. So that's the only time people stand in line for, it could be 2+ hours, free food. So that's what I'm saying, Kelly. We give out free food at these voting booths. How about Chick-fil-A or some of these fast food restaurants just come together and say, hey, we're going to drop a new sandwich right around voting time. Y'all can only get it at the voting booths. If you don't get it then, yeah, you fresh out of luck. I'm telling you, man, we're going to have the biggest turnout ever. I mean, I don't know what the percentage is, but we barely scratch the surface when it comes to voter participation, like of eligible voters. Am I right?
Yeah, I feel like sometimes that's even designed. I feel like because I even thought before not giving away food, I thought like superstars should have like concerts right across the street from
Right.
like a voting center, and your only ticket in is a ticket that you get after you
Oh,
vote.
okay. Okay,
And
I
they
see you.
do, yeah, but they do those concerts way before then, and then they tell people go out and vote. But I'm just like, you got all these people to show up on this date. Why don't you just have set that event on the same day as the
Right.
vote turnout, and then have people come in? Uh,
Right.
and then
No,
so yeah,
man. See, I'm,
yeah, that would just be common sense. But it seemed like they don't really. I don't know. Sometimes it seemed like they don't really want voter participation because like
no,
there's
it's a good point.
definitely ways to do it. Like people are waiting in line to sit down and eat all you can eat pancakes, or not even all you can eat free pancakes on National Pancake Day at IHOP. People waiting in line for that as well.
That's what I'm saying, man. Dang, you see what I'm saying, Kelly, bro, like, who are we? We talking about government officials getting paid. I don't know how much, have all these years of experience. We just came up with this over the chicken sandwich debate, and you telling me all these people that 40, 30 plus years of experience can't come up with this, man? We need to run for office. That's what it is. But
Exactly.
anyways, we need to switch up the topic before we get sniped. No. We're gonna switch up to the Andrew Luck discussion. Can you lead the discussion in that? Give our listeners an idea of what's going on.
Yeah, so Andrew Luck, pretty much he was drafted in 2012, was supposed to replace Peyton Manning, and they actually, Indianapolis Colts let go of Peyton Manning early because they were drafting Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck was supposed to be the best quarterback rated pre draft since John Elway. So it was a long time coming that this was like the next big thing. He was supposed to be like the LeBron. Like you can't pass. It don't matter who your current quarterback is right now. Like back then, if Patriots had the number one overall draft pick, they would have left Tom Brady for Andrew Luck. That's how highly rated he was in the beginning. And so he played since 2012 to he hasn't started this year. So he's played to 2018. So about 6 years he's been in the league. And, one of those years he didn't play at all because he was coming off an injury. And then one of those years he was injured and he played through an injury. And it was like, he said it was like one of the worst experiences of his life and he would never do that again. That's why he sat out the next year. And so,
Right.
yeah. And so recently he just got an ankle injury because he's been injured. He's had torn kidney, neck, shoulder, arm, like thigh bruise. He's been injured constantly throughout his whole career. And he just got an ankle injury and he was just like, I'm not enjoying the NFL anymore. It's not enjoyable. I'm going to retire. And this is like after, I would say, 2 years ago, he just got a huge, big contract, huge sign-in bonus. I think he got like $24 million just for a sign-in bonus. That's not even his contract.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and so he's only actually played 1 year of his contract. The first year of his contract, he was injured. So the second year he played, he was comeback player of the year last year, coming off of the injury. And yeah, and this was going to be his third year. And so the ankle injury was at most supposed to sideline him for like one game. That's what they were predicting. But, that's from like NFL health professionals. They be doing whatever it takes to get you back on the field or saying
Right.
whatever.
Right.
But he up and retired. He over retired. And so everybody's pissed off, because it's just like, It's kind of like he was supposed to be the next great thing, like the LeBron, the
Right.
second of Jordan, and
Right.
uh, and he's shown that he could live up to it. That's the crazy thing. It's like people think that he could live up to it, and he's only 29 years old. Quarterbacks are playing to their 40s, so he's like he could still play till like uh, for another 11 years. He could be the next big great quarterback. But yeah, he just decided he retired. He was tired of rehabbing every year from injuries. Like the mental part of that was just taking a toll on him. So he retired. It's an unpopular opinion, but that's what he chose to do.
Most definitely. Well, and the thing is, like, for outside looking in, it's like, man, bro, how you gonna pass up on all these millions? Because I think he was set to make like 25, somewhere between 25 to 40 billion plus, if he continued playing. And the thing is, on the outside looking in, it's like, bro, how could he pass up on that money? But we don't know the grind of being an NFL player, right? Just getting hit all the time, and just the meetings, and even rehab, like just coming, like trying to work your body into playing shape, and just thinking like, man, I want to be out there. I'm a soldier, sort of something along to that effect. But it's like, I'm out here just rehabbing. I'm trying to get better. It's like, this is not what I enjoy. And I think we're starting to see that more and more. A lot. I mean, he's the most prominent athlete by far, at least in recent years, that have retired in their prime. But the thing is, we're starting to see more players retire. I mean, remember that one dude? I think it was last year. Remember Vontae Davis? He
Oh
retired at
yeah,
halftime.
yeah, retired at halftime. Yeah,
Bro, that was wild. That man got ran over. So stiff arm. I don't know what it was, but he
right.
got hit serious. And then he went like he didn't tell nobody. They just went on the field, and then they're like, "Hey, where Vontae at?" My man called an Uber home.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Well, we seen like the thing is like I think people are becoming more cognizant of their bodies, and they want to retire early. And they don't want to, because I mean obviously all these studies are coming out on CTE, and just like these athletes that are coming forward and saying like, yeah, man, my life isn't the same. I made all these millions, but I can't even enjoy my family. And I think people were trying to get out while the getting's good. I mean, what were your thoughts with the luck retiring?
No, I definitely understand that. Especially if you look at now, people are living till they're like 90 or 100 years old. And so if you're Andrew Luck, all these injuries, all this damage you're doing to your body, one, you might not even make it to those ages, like 80, 90 years old. And two, if you do, your body's going to be, those are going to be really hard, horrible years to live. Like when you're 50, 40, you're 45 to like 80 years old, your bones are going to be so worn down. There's going to be no cartilage in your knees. Like you're just going to be in pain every single day. And it's just going to be a nonstop reminder of like all the injuries that you've been through. And so like I feel like nowadays players are like, no, like I don't want to live that life. That's like
Right,
that's not worth it. you know,
right,
that's not
right.
worth it. And so
No, yeah, I get you. No, I'm with you, Kelly. So the thing is, like, yeah, you want to enjoy your family or your significant other or whomever, right? So the thing is, man, Andrew Luck is a different dude, man. I mean, this guy was rocking the neck beard like it was in style. Didn't look good on him at all, and I don't think it was ever the style, but he rocked it like it was. He wore, he had a flip phone. This man worth millions of dollars has a flip phone. Didn't really have. I don't think he really had a social media. If he did, he wasn't really using it. And then anytime he got hit, he like by a player, he like tap him on the butt or slap him on the back and say, "Good job, good hit, man. That was good." And then like players would be like, "Wait, what?" And I'd be like that's like the nicest dude, man. So I just always knew he was wired different, but come to find out, he was like really wired different. So I mean, wish him the best. My heart breaks for him because I was just like, man, the NFL ain't gonna be the same. It's not like he's like the top 5 player, but just like you mentioned earlier, he was at one point and had the potential of being so if it weren't for the injuries. But man, we'll just see how things work out with Jacoby Brissett stepping into the wing, and I think we're gonna start seeing this more and more. I mean, Kyrie Irving, just on to another sport in basketball, he mentioned how he wants to retire early. He doesn't want to like be playing basketball until he's like old and falling apart. And I mean, he's had quite the number of injuries himself. So I mean, we're gonna start seeing this more and more often. And Andrew Luck, I think, is like the biggest retirement, at least in their prime, since Barry Sanders, in my opinion. And obviously maybe Jordan, if people can remember Jordan's playing years. So, but it's wild though. I don't know if you had any last minute or other thoughts on that.
no, I feel like, well, one, I'll just say like the fans. I know he put y'all in a bad predicament, but because it's like it's the last preseason week this week. So like, yeah, next week is like, and a week from now, actually, I think, yeah, everything goes live. And so that's kind of last minute, but he did the right thing for him because fans actually booed him after they found out.
That's so crazy, man. These people are wild, man. They're ungrateful.
They're ungrateful, and they want you to literally put your body on the die. Like,
yeah,
they do not care about you. Like these people, they would rather you die and mourn you than you live.
yeah, yeah. You either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain, right? As a philosopher Jay-Z once put it. So there you go. And apparently Andrew Luck is a villain, at least in the city of Indianapolis. Obviously, those fans who were there, and that was my theory on that was preseason. It's the tickets are pretty cheap, so it's probably like the low level fans. So I mean, but the true fans, I don't think they were feeling that way. Okay, cool. So let's switch gears. I mean, I know we got to wrap up here in a couple minutes, but Sony versus Marvel. It seems so. Spider-Man. I guess the contract is. I mean, maybe you could help clarify things more because I'm in the dark on this. Maybe you could help clarify it for our listeners. What's the beef? Man, it's a lot of beef going on. Anyways, Sony versus Marvel. What's going on? And what do we? Yeah, let's just clarify for us common listeners.
Yeah, so pretty much the contract is actually not up yet. So Marvel was actually supposed to make one more movie for Sony because Sony pretty much did Marvel a favor. It was Marvel approached Sony first to allow Spider-Man to be in their universe because they needed Spider-Man for the Civil War series, for the Civil War movie that came out. Because Spider-Man played a big role in it in the comic books, and he played a big role in a lot of things since he's Marvel's greatest hero. And so they needed him. And so Marvel, Disney approached Sony. They made a deal. The deal got done. Everything was going great. It seemed like the relationship was perfect. But now Marvel and Disney has they're done with the Civil War. They're done with the Infinity series, with Endgame. So they're just like, well, we want this. We want to go. We want more of the profits. Because before Marvel was just getting 5% of the first day earnings or takings. And so for the first day, probably Max is going to make like 100 million. And so 5% of that was only 5 million. And so that wasn't really a big compensation for making the movie. Their biggest compensation was being able to use him in their movies. That was where their biggest compensation was coming. It wasn't really financial. Well, it was financial because, him being in their movies made their movies worth more profitable. And so they were able to tell the story they wanted to. And so that's what their compensation was. Now they want a deal where it's going to be 50-50 profits throughout the whole thing, which is a significantly greater amount of money. They would go from making $5 million to the last Spider-Man movie made $1 billion to $500 million. And so Sony is just like, wait, we own this character. Why do we have to split him with you 50-50? Like, we own him outright 100%. Why do we have to put up half of the money for the movie and only get half when we own him 100%? Like, it really was just Disney and Marvel were trying to push Sony into a corner.
Okay. Dang, that's crazy. So they're just like trying to overstep their boundaries. Like, so there was already an agreement made, but now they're trying to breach the contract. So they're not being men or women of their words, however you want to put it, but they're not honoring the agreement they put forth. Right? Now they're trying to put Sony in the bad light. Now it's like, what I don't know what the hashtag was, but basically they're putting Sony in the limelight. So if you were just the outsider, just looking in, you're just thinking. And then Tom Holland, so the character who's playing Spider-Man now, he unfollowed Sony, so it all looks like he's the bad guy or Sony's the bad guy. But it seems like Marvel is the one that's breaching their contract, right?
Right. Marvel is definitely playing bully ball because Marvel feels like they have like all the leverage because Sony has a reputation of not making great Spider-Man movies. The last two they made before Tom Holland came in were really trash. And so the Amazing Spider-Man, so that series was really bad. And so Sony had a bad reputation of how they treated Spider-Man. And they didn't really have a multiverse of all the other characters. They only own Spider-Man. They don't own any other characters. So they're just like, they couldn't pair Spider-Man with any other Marvel heroes. And a lot of the comic book series requires that for them to make the big multiverse universe. And so everybody wants Spider-Man to be part of the multiverse, the MCU, to clarify, MCU. And so they have loved him being in there. But now Marvel's like, yeah, all the fans want him here. And so we're going to use that as leverage to make you guys give us half, 50%. But Sony was like, no. And because Sony, to be honest with you, even if they made trash Spider-Man movies, they would still make all of the money. And so, like, right. They would still take him all the money. And people would still go see it because it's Spider-Man. And I feel like, especially after Venom now did so good, that Sony was just like, hey, we might not be able to make as great a movie as you do, but we could still put out a good product. And go from there.
Okay. So whose side are you on?
I would say Sony. I mean, I would say Sony. I'm on Sony's side because I understand business logistically, or like why they did this, why they did that. Like, you're going from making $1 billion off of a movie to now you're probably gonna make $500 million. That's not even something you could sell to your shareholders. Like, you gotta realize this is a corporation, this is a company. Like, making that deal doesn't even help you, like, your shareholders. They're gonna look at you crazy, like, what? Like, no. Like, no.
Right.
And so, like, that's not something you can't even sell to them. So Marvel, like, is kind of bully balling because I feel like they should just continue to honor the deal, and they should just keep the deal going because the deal was benefiting both parties. There was 2 good solo Spider-Man movies that made Sony a lot of money, and then having Spider-Man in the MCU for Infinity War and Civil War helped those movies sell a lot more. So I feel like it was a win-win situation for both, but now it seems like it could be a lose situation for both, or it could be a lose situation for both. We'll see how it ends up working, but I'm definitely on Sony's side, but I would definitely like to see Spider-Man stay in the MCU.
Yeah, same with you, man. Once I did some digging and you put me on game, I'm on Sony's side too. So we'll just see how it plays out, and we'll just keep tabs on it. And once the decision is made, we'll have our reactions. But obviously, we spent a good amount of time. This was a short podcast, so if you have any comments, please, we'd love to get a discussion going. If you feel like we're wrong on, actually, I forgot to ask you the most important question. You for the Chick-fil-A or the Popeyes chicken sandwich?
I actually haven't tried the Popeyes yet.
Yeah, don't. Why would you?
I haven't tried it. I actually went to go try it, and then I saw that long line, and I was like, "Them people crazy if you think I'm gonna have line for a chicken sandwich."
Yeah, you yourself more than some other people do, man. Well, good on you, man. And if you had the Popeyes chicken Popeyes chicken sandwich, and you think we're in the wrong, then you need to get some counseling, or at least leave a comment so we can get all the smoke. So, okay, well, if nothing else, we appreciate y'all tuning in, and I hope to catch y'all next week.
All right, sounds good.